All right.
Okay, sir.
The first thing we're really supposed to do is to go through the course guide, which I won't go through with you because I'll expect you to read it.
Yes, I have, sir.
You're supposed to be a matured student, so you should know what our intended learning outcomes are. Actually,
yes, I downloaded.
The main thing we want to do with this course is to get students coming into the learning, open and distance learning environment to know what kind of environment they are actually coming into, so that studying will not be difficult for you. Actually, the open and distance learning environment is a very challenging environment because you just need to be on your toes. It's something that needs self-discipline. You are not directed by your lecturer per se. In fact, we don't use the term lecturer here, we use the term facilitator, because the course material is expected to be your teacher. And that's why they are written as simply as they have been written. That's why they are written as interactive as we could make it. Okay, so the course itself is going to be a 4-module course. A 4-module course. The first module centers on the history of a general introduction to open and distance learning. The second module is on the learning skills, reading, speaking, listening, and what's the other one now? Listening, reading, speaking. I think we have about 1 or 2 of them more. So
there's writing.
Writing, yeah, thank you. Then the third module deals with the issue of assessment in open and distance learning. And then the final module deals with the issue of learner support services within the distance, open and distance learning environment. Now, your continuous assessment, you are going to have 2 TMAs. We call it TMA. It's supposed to be tutor marked assessment, but most of us are kicking against that name because it's actually a computer marked assessment. So that's why some of us don't like the word tutor marked assessment, because it's computer based, and eventually it doesn't give the student the feedback they are supposed to be given. And those are part of the things we are trying to work on, that these are the things that these are things that this is what it should be. And all right, instead of other people that are not having online classes are going to have 3 TMAs, but those of us in the online environment, we are going to have 2 TMAs, and your third TMA will be based on your discussion in the discussion forum. Okay?
Yes, yes, sir.
You have not introduced yourself on the discussion platform. I've not seen anybody responding to that. I'll check. Then, after some time, I'll expect you to start discussing on the discussion forum, module by module. We'll have topic to discuss, and we expect that you should be able to read other people's posts, make your own submission, criticize other students' submissions, and that's the way learning is being created.
Yes, sir.
So the open and distance learning environment is actually what we call a learner-centered environment. I am just here to be, like my name is, a facilitator to make sure learning is facilitated. And you are the one that will do the learning by yourself. Okay. So we will also have some videos that we have done, and I believe they are in your portal. If you have checked your portal, you should have.
Yes, I've seen them, sir.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, just keep reading. And as soon as another thing we did in this portal is that we tie your TMA to your activities. If you didn't read your study guide, if you didn't do discussion forum, the TMA will not open for you on time. Sorry, they just took light, so I'm going to be black for some time.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir.
But don't worry, I can see on my MacBook because it has light at the background, and I can continue. And my battery is very efficient.
How do I make you on my screen, sir? You are a bit smaller. how do I make you bigger? Is it possible? Like how it is on this in my own screen, it comes out very small. Is that a normal setting, sir?
Yeah, well,
Okay, so
on
I'm
top
fine.
of the screen, you will see some buttons.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
seeing like a desktop. I'm seeing like a desktop with the material, module 4, learning support
yeah,
services.
you are seeing my desktop because what I did was
Yes.
to share my screen. Okay, so it will picture my desktop and it's going to picture me. You get it? But if I stop sharing,
Okay.
you see me big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was maybe because my connection or
No, 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 it's
okay.
not your connection. I'm the one that's
Okay.
sharing my screen.
Okay, sir. Okay, I'm fine. I'm
All right.
fine, sir.
Okay. So, do you have any question on the course guide?
No, sir. I did, on the course guide, not yet, sir, because I've just been reading because I downloaded it. It automatically downloaded on my phone, so I
Okay.
have been going through all of this.
All
But the
right.
place I need to get my hands on is that discussion forum, where I have been seeing other people's materials I've been seeing other people's write-up. I think there's write-ups of their journals. I've been seeing them. I
Okay.
just want to know now, just guiding me on where to go, not to go. I'm just still trying to familiarize myself with the entire tool.
With
Yeah, that's
the,
where I am.
all right. It's okay. Let me just tell you what you do. Once you log in into your course, you see,
Yes.
you know where your course material module 1 is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just below it, you will see instructional materials, you will see discussion forum. If you click on the
Yes.
discussion forum, it will take you to discussion forum for module 1. Then
Yes.
before that, where the course material is, it will say self-introduction and something.
Yes.
If you click on
Yes.
it, you'll be able to see my introduction and then you can
I
click
saw
on it
your
to create
yes.
your own and then write.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know what to do because I kept on seeing your own,
Yeah,
but I sent a
you
message
can click
to you.
reply to my own, or
Oh.
you can click create a new topic and create a topic for yourself. Once you do that, it will bring the writing board for you.
Oh, okay. That's where I got stuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
no
That's where
problem. Anyway,
I
I know a lot of people are new to the environment, and so
yeah.
there's no harm done in that.
Okay,
Anyway,
sir.
now I've
Thank
told
you,
you,
sir.
you should be able to do some things for yourself. Now let's quickly
Yes.
go on to module 1, because we are actually, you people are
Yeah.
starting your exams, and I want to see how far I can go so that I will
Okay.
not disturb you during the exam.
Okay, sir.
Because immediately after you finish your exam, after you finish pen and paper, there's going to be a 3-day break, and then e-exam will kick off. So let's see how far we can go. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I think another person has joined us. I don't know who that person is.
Orekeloa. Orekeloa.
What did you say?
I'm seeing the person's name.
Yeah, I'm not even seeing the name, but I just know somebody has joined. Who is that? Okay, all right. Orekelewa, Oluwakai.
Yes.
How are
Yes,
you?
that's what I said.
Can you hear me, Orekelewa? Okay, he's not responding. Maybe he still have issues
Yes.
with his sound system. Okay, let
Mm.
me just minimize myself. Okay, now the first unit is actually with the history of open and distance learning. And we started with the definition of open and distance learning, which is actually an adaptation of the Commonwealth of Learning's definition of open and distance learning. Let me read that for you. Open and
Okay.
distance learning is a system of teaching and learning characterized by separation of teacher and learner in time or space and uses multiple media for delivery of instruction. Now, one of the biggest emphasis in open and distance learning is the issue of multiple delivery. Are you getting it? So
Yes,
what
I'm following you.
we're trying to do now, we are online and we are having what we call a synchronous facilitation. Every one of us is online at the same time, and we can chat and talk together. Now, but you can come in even when we don't have a scheduled class, and your materials will be there. That is what we call asynchronous. So students can go in and read whatever every other person has done. Okay. Orekelewa, you are coming up, have you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've been seeing that you have been battling with your sound. Welcome to the class.
Thank you very much, sir.
No problem. Okay. We are just going through the definition of open and distance learning. So, one of the biggest emphasis in open and distance learning is multiple delivery of multiple media for delivery of instruction. And one of the key characteristics is the separation of the teacher and the learner. Earlier today, I have a session of 807, the same course with the master students, and we have about, I think today we had about 95 students in class, scattered all over Nigeria. You know, we are all separated in space. I have here in Abuja, I have students in Maiduguri, students in the southeast, students in the south, and we are all in at the same time. We are making noise as if we are in a classroom. But basically, we are still separated by space. Now, the history of open and distance learning actually started from the concept of distance education. Okay. Distance education itself has some people say 5 stages of development in its history, but I prefer to use 3. So, distance education started at the very beginning as a correspondence. I don't know how many of you are old enough to be familiar with Pitman's shorthand. Yeah, you know, all those things were done as correspondence. They mail the courses to you, you read, they set questions to you, you answer questions, post it back to London, and back and forth. Everything was through the postal system. That's why they call it the correspondence stage.
Correspondence stage.
Yes, and this started actually in Britain's in the developed countries as far back as the mid-19th century. Now, after this stage, we came into the sound and video signal stage, which started as a result of the invention of the radio during the World War I. So when the radio came into existence, distance education also started making use of the radio. So we have the University of the Ear. And immediately television came in. Again, television also became the means through which distance education was mediated. And the 3rd stage is what I call the computer technology stage.
Computer technology stage.
Yeah, by the time the computer came in, it was wow. Even till now, we are still under the computer technology stage. It's a very broad name that, you know, it has covered everything from just the simple development of computer-assisted education to what we are doing right now that we can call synchronous facilitation, video conferencing, whatever name you want to call it. It's as wide as that. So when computer came in, that is when we now develop the concept of the open learning. So you see, the combination of information communication technologies with distance education actually created what is now known as open and distance
learning.
Now, the first open and distance learning, the first open university in Nigeria was actually the Open University of UK. Before they call it OOUK, but today they call it the Open University. Yeah, it's the first one in the world, and it was established as far back as 1969. With the success of the Open University, Asia as a continent fell into the whole show, and Asia is the most advanced country in open education today. I think as of by the time I was writing this material, Asia has 41 open and distance learning institutions, and out of which 15 are in India. And actually, India has made great use of the open system of education. And I used to tell people, as far as 3 years ago, or let me just say about, as far back as, let me say in 2017, the student population of Indira Gandhi Open University, that's IGNU, the student population was close to 5 million students.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
And in fact, you will be surprised. In most of Islamic nations too are making use of open education now. I know some Islamic nations that open university student population run into 1.7 million, and all right. So in Nigeria, the history of open and distance learning actually told the same line as universal history. Started with the concept of correspondence education also. And I used to tell people that one of the biggest legal luminary in this country, Chief Afe Babalola, studied law through correspondence.
Correspondence.
Yeah, that's true. You'll find out. And that's
Obafemi Awolowo too.
Yeah. So Chief Obafemi Awolowo too. He studied law through correspondence. So most of the early, most Nigerians that were educated in the early system, most of them went through this correspondence education. Yeah. Unfortunately, the only developed that we did not follow was that of the radio and the TV. We didn't have it pronounced. It was not systematized. You understand what I mean? So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, until we now started what we now call the conventional distance learning, where universities that are doing the normal thing will be having study centers outside. They call it distance learning, which was started by Ahmadu Bello University when they have training for teachers in Kasale back in 1975. Then University of Lagos followed when they established the Correspondence and Open Studies Unit, which today is known as the Distance Learning Institute from University of Lagos. Now, as far back as 1977, the federal government of Nigeria has already laid foundation for an open university because the policy of education has already stated that there will be an open media for education. But nothing was done until 1983, during the time of Shagari, when they set up the first open university, whose name is Nigeria Open University. And Professor Afolabi Ojo was the first vice chancellor. However, it was unfortunate when Buhari became the head of state in 1980.
He scrapped it.
The university was one of those that was suspended. And one of the bad things was that Nigeria donated all the materials of Open University for Tanzania. And so by the time National Open University of Nigeria started, there was nothing on ground. They have to start from scratch. So that was the end of the Open University until the Obasanjo era in 2002, when Chief Obasanjo established the National Open University of Nigeria, and he decided to make himself a demonstration student, and he started his graduate diploma in theology until he graduated, I think, last year with the PhD in Christian
theology.
The first doctoral graduate of the Open University of
Christian theology.
Now, National Open University of Nigeria is so strategic that Commonwealth of Learning has to come into partnership with us so that we could handle the West African coast through what they call the Research Institute for Open and Distance Learning, which was established in 2003. That arm of NOUN is actually under the joint control of Commonwealth of Learning and NOUN. Now, why do we actually need the open and distance learning system? And you will see the reasons, the carrying capacity of conventional universities in Nigeria. I have a table there showing the admission category of students from 2009 to 2017. How many students sitting for exam? How many admitted? How many are not admitted? And you discover that there is no way that the carrying, even at 160 something universities in this country, the demand for education is such that they cannot.
It's still very high.
Yeah, so that I think as of now, NOUN is already having a student population of about 450,000. So demand of education by employers, people are not ready to resign to go to school. So open education became their best alternative
option.
Lifelong learning. So those are the three factors that are actually driving the existence of the open system of education. Now, let me quickly go through the characteristics of open and distance learning.
Open and distance learning.
I'm not going to read what I have because you are supposed to read. I'm not supposed to lecture you, so I won't do that either. There are 9 characteristics of the open and distance learning. 1, separation of teacher and learner. We've talked about this briefly before. Then we talk about openness. And when you go to the material later, you will discover that openness actually has 3 subdivisions. We have openness as to ideas, openness as to people, and openness as to place. When we were running 807, around 5 o'clock, one of the students joined the class on his phone, and he was in a public transport. So you are running of vehicles. I have to be shouting, please kindly mute your microphone. So, in other words, you can take your education anywhere you are, and doesn't be a problem for anybody. Then openness as to people. Unfortunately, that is one aspect of openness that Nigeria is not making use of. That's what we mean. There should be no restriction as to the admission ability. The philosophy of open education is that let us take you from where you are to where you want to go. But because of the idiosyncrasies of this country, we still have to be looking for 5 credits, including mathematics and English, blah, blah, blah. In real open and distance learning system, nobody asks for your entry certificate. The idea is that they can give you an entrance exam to assess the level you belong to, and they know it's their duty to take you from that level to where you want to go. So that's what we mean by openness as to people. Now we talk about flexibility, we talk about accessibility, we talk about affordability, we talk about technological driven, then the use of mixed media, we talk about interactivity, and interactivity is a key issue in open and distance learning system. Now, why is interactivity a key issue? And let me try and explain that to you. When teachers and students are separated, the problem is that we cannot interact. Do you understand? So the advantage of the conventional system over the open and distance learning is that interaction between the learners and the teachers. So in the open and distance learning, there is now a conscious effort to bring that interactivity. So this system of facilitation is part of that interactive effort. We expect you to interact with your, actually if you go and if you read this thing, you discover that I talk about interactivity in about 4 areas. Your interaction with the course material, interaction with your facilitator, interaction with co-learners. Interaction with co-learners goes on in the discussion forum, where we expect you to read other students' posts and then respond. You interact with one another. I will be there also. We interact with ourselves. Now, Then, and the final one is learner-centeredness. In other words, we make the learner discover learning by themselves. It is no longer the lecturer dishing out facts. We expect you to dig out the facts. We are just going to guide your digging of the facts.
Facilitate.
Yes. Just give me a second. These slide people are just messing up. Let me shut down my AC and my TV. Yes, sorry for that brief interruption. Okay, so let me go to the third unit, and in the third unit, we are going to talk about the characteristics of the learner in the open and distance learning system. I don't know, I'm being careful. We may be having very few minutes left, but I've not been warned yet. I'm usually warned when we have 10 minutes left. Okay.
We'll be already on 40.
Yeah, because I did not start the video early, so they might not record their 40 on now. I started recording.
Okay.
I started recording when we started. We have gained.
Okay.
Now, okay, the teaching and learning in the open and distance learning system. Okay, read about the learning environment, and the learning environment is just a what do I call it? It's just a big whole thing. Actually, you just discover everything about us. In fact, Nigeria is a learning environment for us because the issues in the country affects the quality of our learning environment. I'm sure you understand. The learning environment has to do with you as the learner. It has to do with the university and what the university can provide. Okay. Now, but let's talk about the teacher in the open and distance learning. Like I was saying before, the teacher is no longer the know-it-all. It becomes, there are three things we give to the facilitator, to the teacher in the open and distance learning. One is the creator and manager of a learning environment.
Okay.
Are you getting it? For example, I schedule this class, so I am creating this session. Now, you discover that there are some videos that are recorded. They might be amateur because I recorded them myself using just only the laptop.
I saw them. I saw them, sir.
We saw them.
Those are learning materials that I have created. Then if you read your course material, you discover that I wrote module 1 and I wrote module 4.
Yes.
So all our role here is to create the learning environment and also to manage the learning environment. Yeah. So then 2, we work as an instructor and also as a facilitator. All this is what I am now doing for you. Okay. Now, but the major bulk is, let's talk about the learner, which is you. Now, if you look at open and distance learning, now, let me say the first thing I did was to talk about the learner's demography, the gender, the age, and the employment status of the students. Now, one of the things I've discovered via research, because if you read this unit, you will see some of my work that I refer to. Then some, I think I and Dr. Nebo did one together or some other things like that. Now, we discovered that a larger percentage of our students are actually female. Isn't that interesting?
Whoa.
It's interesting.
Yeah, so which means girl education in this country is something the open and distance learning is making more and more possible. And then on the age front, contrary to people's opinion that the open university is for those who are working, you discover that the larger percentage of our students are, well, there are those who are not working, there are those who are working, there are those who are self-employed. So by the time you add those who are self-employed with those who are employed in other places, you just discover that the percentage of those who are working is actually higher. But when you look at the age, you discover that even people of 16, 14 that you think should not be here are here. But that is the trend, the global trend in open and distance learning now, because the conventional university is not absorbing those people. And their quest for education is making them to now get out of the conventional block and join the open system of education. So now let's talk about the characteristics that are expected of the learner. Now, there are two contrasting characteristics: independence and collaboration. While you are going to be most of the time an independent student, you also have to force yourself to get to the art of collaboration so that you can collaborate with other learners to create learner. Collaboration can take place in the discussion forum, that's part of its function, and you can still collaborate outside the discussion forum. Now, then students of open and distance learning actually need a high level of motivation. You see, learning could be very, very boring and it could be very frustrating. If you don't have something that motivates you, it is not going to be easy. And
that's right.
I am going to link that to the issue of discipline.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, because even if you are motivated and you are not disciplined, it's still the same problem. Now, let me share my experience. When I was taking my course with Open University of Malaysia, I have to study nothing less than 2 hours every day to keep up with my work.
Wow.
I have to dedicate 2 hours every day. In fact, their program is run in such a way that you can't even take more than maximum of 3 courses in a semester.
Whoa.
Because by the time you take 2 hours per course in a day,
your 24 hours is gone. Your 24 hours is gone.
Your 24 hours is gone. And I'm not going to start reading until I come back from work. I was then in Lagos, so most of the time I'll get home around 8, 9 in the night. So immediately I finish eating, I just go on the table and start working. I'm tired, for God's sake, but I know that I have to discipline myself. So the motivation was there to get this thing, to learn and see how it is being done. But at the same time, the discipline has to be there also. And another important thing is adaptation to technology. If you are not somebody that can adapt to technology, you are going to suffer. I know most of our colleagues are not in today because they are still battling with how to log in.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and those are part of the issue. And you discover that there could even be some of them who have not used to using this computer system. There are some who don't even have anyway. And
that's right.
Unfortunately, I have chosen an odd time for this class.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock in the night. So they can't go to cyber cafe.
Yes. I never thought of that.
So, well, unfortunately, I was thinking by 10 o'clock, everybody should be at home. That's my thought, really.
Yes, it's
everybody
relaxed.
Yeah, but in fact, let me be frank with you. I have to sacrifice my listening to the news because I listen to the news 10 o'clock every day.
Channels.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I felt that, well, this is a class. I have to take this class and it has to take priority.
Yes.
So I decided, okay, let me forgo my news so that we can have the class at 10. Yeah. So there has to be adaptation to technology. You have to know how to navigate your way. And mind you, this adaptation to technology is part of the interactivity we talk about.
Yes, yes. So, at the discussion forum.
Yeah, one of the levels of interactivity is interaction with technology. You can't be in an open and distance learning system and not interact with technology. It's absolutely impossible.
That's right.
Yeah. For example, you are going to do an exam of the 907, basically maybe as e-exam.
Is it like a CBT, sir?
Yeah, it's like a CBT.
Okay.
So, so whether you like it or not, if you don't know how to use computer, if you don't know how to click the right answer, then you have a problem. And that reminds me, when I was the director of Lagos Study Center and we started with this with the e-exam thing, we have nurses, but we have about 1,000 nurses in class then, and all of them came to exam. They don't know how to use. They can't even log in. So
whoa,
we have problems. If I got to a point that I always tell them, please, if it is technological, fight it yourself. I'm not going to tell you today how to log in and tell you tomorrow how to log in. Do it yourself and know how to get this thing done. You know, people come to class that have never held a mouse before.
yes.
So you just need to get adapted to technology. There is no shortcut to it. Now, another thing is that students of distance learning has to participate actively. You have to participate in chats, you have to participate in discussion forum, you have to participate in the synchronous classes and everything together. Then you must be a very good communicator, and then you should be able to use your reflective skills. In other words, you have to know how to reflect on your classes, on your reading, on your assignments, and so on. So let me stop here. Let me listen to your contributions, your questions, and so on. So let's get into discussion time with the time we have left.
Okay, sir. Okay, with the way we are going with technology now, what is our own impact with AI? That's artificial intelligence, because that's the way artificial intelligence and STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and math. Yes, we're moving that aspect, but the world is now moving towards and appreciating the world of AI. You know, that's another aspect we need to look at.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are still, like, as always, usual, we will be lagging behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I was talking with some people that Nigeria is still basically on Web 2.0 when the world is already thinking about Web 4.0.
You can imagine.
Yeah. So,
and with this new, Kenya has set up its own satellite now, which has given leadway to their their schools now having Wi-Fi. I know when he was saying it, but now they've launched their satellites, and that is giving their economy, their educational system that jump start that it's needing. You know, so when Africa is tending towards that, we have our own issues of light. Look at light. Look at what is happening with light.
Right now, I'm dying on my battery.
Imagine. I'm practically on inverter. I'm on battery. That's why I have light. There's no light. I'm running inverter. That's why it looks like as if I have light. But that's a big problem. And we are not at that phase. So technology coming in is fast in the sense that we accept it, but the development is an issue.
Yeah.
Like now we're going online and we have people that don't even know how to use mouse. Some of our universities are already adapting. Like I have students in Covenant that tell me that most of their exams are CBT.
Of course.
And we have students that are going there, they don't even know how to use. So this adaptability to technology, it's something that's very welcomed in the educational sector. We should look at it.
Yeah,
and if we're going,
an NOS student will be forced.
Yes.
In fact, even those of us who are staff, we have that problem here. Okay, good. My warning has come. 9 minutes.
Oh.
But we still have 9 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when I came into the university in 2006, I have a colleague that I asked to write, okay, go and write this course material. And after almost 1 month plus, he came to me that I finished writing. I said, okay, let me have it. And he brought handwritten paper to me. I said, what exactly do you want me to do with this?
Whoa.
He said, I finished writing. I said, have we ever accepted handwritten paper from even an external writer? Please.
Whoa.
You have to go and get this thing. I said, I don't have to. I said, that's not my problem. That's your problem. I am not going to accept any material that is handwritten.
It's handwritten.
So he was forced. well, at first he started paying secretaries to type for him. But by the time he realized how much he was spending out of his salary, he forced himself to. I told him, I started typing as a peak typist. Today, I'm very fast. And I tell people I'm not a typist because if you see me on the system, my fingers will never follow the rules. But as far as I'm concerned, what I want to do is my work. I don't care about where I place my fingers. And I got my work done.
Prof,
my PhD project is 300 pages. I typed it by myself. So,
Prof, I have the same experience like you. I had I actually embarked on 2 master's degree at the Open University, and then by then I was not even very good on the computer, but I looked at the challenges and I had to just breeze up. So immediately I got wind of all those things, that you cannot even do anything when you are not computer literate in the open distance learning. So I faced the challenges, and today I'm very happy. And then like you rightly observed too, there are so many of our colleagues that are out there. You know, some of them have been chatting me. They cannot log in. They don't know how to go about it. And I think I don't know what the school is going to do to that to actually.
No, that's their challenge. They have to solve it. So those of you who have logged in, you better teach them how to log in.
We'll try our best.
It's just unfortunate, but I was very explanatory in the mail that I sent to everybody.
Yes, you were. So that mail that guided me, guided me the most.
I was conscious of the type of people I would be dealing with, and I sent personal mail to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, I saw your mail, sir.
Okay.
I saw.
All right. Do we have any question?
Can I go a bit? My email, they forgot an N, so it gave me some challenges in my Franca, but I don't know how I got.
I think they have given the correct one. I think.
Okay. All right, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's Ogozie, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, but my email, they wrote Gozie Franca instead of Franca, F-R-A-N. They miss the N.
Okay. Okay. Just hold on. Let me check. I can check this on my system right away. Just hold on. I think. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking for my spreadsheet. Yeah, PhD. Okay, it's coming up. You should be able to see it yourself. Anyway, yeah. Okay, this is the correct one now.
Yes, Gozie. Yes, this is the correct one now. Gozie Franca. Yes, it's corrected now, sir.
Yeah, that's why I sent a second mail to you.
Yes, I saw it, sir. So that's why I wanted to confirm.
When they gave me this one, I sent the second mail.
Yes, I saw your introduction.
There are three mails that had the errors. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So.
All right.
We have about 4 minutes more. So.
When is our next class, sir?
Let me say next week. Wait a minute. Next week is the first week of April. Yes, maybe we run classes on Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday, okay, is it the same time, sir? Is it?
No. It won't be.
Is it 10 o'clock again?
It won't be 10 p.m. on Saturday. we might run in the morning on Saturday.
Morning.
Okay. When will it be convenient for you?
The nights are okay for us, so I don't complain. Oh, easier for me.
You are not complaining.
Night is okay for me.
I'm suggesting that maybe we should just relay this message back on our platform, the class platform. Then we now relay back to you. I can send an email to you.
Okay. All right.
So that
daytime.
Because
mornings and daytime. Sometimes I would be engaged in the mornings and all of that. That's why night time.
Let's see if we can maintain 10 p.m. in the night.
Yes, sir. I'm with you,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Normally, I don't sleep before 11:30, 12 every day, so I'm always okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. 10 will be fine.
I read
Children.
through your profile. I saw a professor of biblical studies, and I'm trying to relate it to this course.
Discuss.
I'm trying as a professor of biblical studies.
Actually, the genesis is actually when they wanted to write the course material. I have been in LCMS for 13 years.
Okay, sir.
And I have worked virtually in every sector of the Open University. And actually, when I want to be proud, I'll tell them that I am one of a very few number of staff who have worked in the faculty, who have worked in the study center, who have worked in the headquarters, and who has been a student of the open and distance learning. Actually, and when I was a study center director, I was study center director of Lagos Study Center as at the time when we have a population of 72,000 students.
Whoa.
And I was
72,000 Lagos
for 7.5 years. So they felt that the wealth of experience is something they cannot throw away.
Of course, sir.
Actually, my degree in instructional design and technology also served because it's an education thing. And I have a personal passion for education. So that's why they cannot overlook me. Do you understand now?
Yes, I understand, sir.
But however, I'm a biblical studies scholar. New Testament is my specialization. I speak a lot of Bible Greek, but I still speak a lot of Bible Hebrew too. So I combine both Old and New Testament together.
Oh. Wow.
That's serious. I'm still coming to meet you personally for more spiritual.
All right. I thought I was in my Greek class around 7 to 8. I taught Greek 7 to 8.
Wow.
Some of us can't join you. We can't join you because I don't know.
No, we are not registered for the course, so you can't join. Though I can join. If I give you the link, if I give you the link to the class, you can join.
Okay, sir. I don't mind. You know, I like to
join
study
via the link, so you will not join through the platform.
Okay, sir.
Okay, let me.
Some of us too are.
Maybe send me a mail, send me a text message. Let me have your number. So when next I'm running my class, I can just send you the link.
Okay, I will send you an email, sir, so that
we are just learning. We just had the second class, so we are still at the
okay, sir.
Okay.
All
right. Sir. We have less than a minute, so we need to sign out. Good night.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
God bless
you. Thank you, sir.
So Saturday, sir, for 10, sir.
All right.